Hi, welcome to the Tabs and Icons Consulting Excel video series. In today's video, we're going to look at the topic Mastering Data Validation in Excel Part 1. My name is Damkaro Izuzu. In this Part 1 of this lecture, we're going to look at 4 aspects of data validation. How to restrict the length of data that can go into a cell, how to restrict it to exact number of values or digits that particular cell or data range requires, and how to restrict a data range to specific items required, as well as list restriction. Now, what is data validation basically? It means restricting the type of data that can be entered into a particular cell in Microsoft Excel or a data range when you are working with the spreadsheet. Now, data validation is so vital that it can actually help to put up the value of your report in terms of report integrity and can assist you in avoiding minor errors that we see every day in the usage of Microsoft Excel. So let's look at the first one, which is length restriction. Now I have these names here. They are hypothetical names, staff names, and ID. And what am I supposed to do? We're told that the staff ID should be between 4 and 6 digits, which means as it is right now, by default, if I put in a figure like this, it's going to take it because it is not validated as at now. But I could be entering this data for my office and I'm working and I need to enter 6 digits and mistakenly I enter 7 digits or 3 digits in some and I won't even notice it. So to avoid that error, I'm going to validate the cells that I'm going to enter the data. Now, data validation is under the data tab in the data tools group. Right here you see data validation. Now I can call up the whole of the data validation menu here into one cell and copy it down. Alternatively, I could just highlight everywhere that I want to validate. So all this I've highlighted is where I'm going to enter the values. So I click here and I call up my data validation menu. Now, by default, I'm going to see setting. Now there are 3 headings there that I'm going to speedily rush to explain. By default, you're going to see setting, and under setting you see any value. What that simply means is your selected data range is built to take any value. So it could take a number, it could take a text, it could take an alphanumeric value. But that's not just what I want. I want numbers to be there. There are certainly numbers, but I want to reduce the length to a specific number. So I click text length. And now I'm going to see between. There are a lot of things you can do there. Not between, equal to. I'm selecting between because I'm looking at 4 to 6. So the minimum value that should be there in terms of length before, while the maximum value should be 6. Now, that's all I need to do. That I'm restricting the whole of this selected area to text of length 4 and 6. So I click OK. Now, if I enter this, let's assume I pick this goes, I enter the next person's number, this goes, I enter 6 digits, this goes, and I mistakenly enter 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, this is not allowed. It's telling me that the value doesn't match the data validation restriction defined for this cell. So you can see that just mainly doing this, I have actually checked myself of that error. What if I enter 3 digits? Let me take 3 digits. It's also not good at all. So I've restricted that data range to values of length 4 to 6. Now, when I default, it comes up with this default item saying the value doesn't match the data validation set. But I can decide to change this message, probably to inform user that this value should be between 4 and 6 digits so that they get to know. Now, that is quite optional. The choice is mine. If that is what I want to do, I can highlight the whole of this again, go back to the data validation menu. Now, the shortcut key to call it up is Alt AVV. So I take Alt AVV, it calls up this. Now, this way I am. And I can come here, input message, and then I put in a message that will look like an error message, saying that the value there should be so amount. But I can come to my error alert, and this is the sign I'm saying. Here, there are 3 types of error alert: stop, and then you have 2 other ones, warning and information. Now, what the stop does is that it restricts you fully from moving forward until you've complied with the requirement of that cell. But if you take warning or information, they are friendlier. They can actually inform you that you have contravened, but gives you an option whether you still want to move forward despite your contravention. So if I select warning, for example, and I click OK, now let me enter a value that is beyond 6. Now look at what it's telling me. The value doesn't match, but it's giving me an option. Do you want to continue? So if I select yes, I can still move on despite the fact that I had contravened the requirement of that cell. So if I'm going to select stop, it simply means I cannot continue until I meet up with the requirement. I hope we saw that stop. I'm going to take up that again so that we can understand that better. Now, when it was stop, this is the message, and then I select OK. Now, what does it do? Look at, it's not giving me any option to continue. It's just telling me I have defaulted and I either have to retry or cancel. So the choice is mine, which kind of validation or restriction style I select when I'm building my template. So if I select my template, I would have known, well, I want to create a warning or information, or I don't want any of those, I just want it to stop. Now I go to my alert and I can come here under the message and say test must be between 4 and 6 digits long. I can put this there. Now if I click OK, it means that if I default, that is what I'm going to do. Have I defaulted? Okay, that appeared to be 6 default. Okay, fine. Now look, it's telling me test must be between 4 and 6 digits. So I can use that error message to actually tell my users what they are supposed to do. So I've entered the value that is not allowed, and it's telling me test must be between 4 and 6 digits. So if you prepare your cells, and then you can actually go on working without making any mistake. That's how to restrict the length. Now let's go to the next one, which is list restriction. Now what list restriction simply means that I'm creating a list in a particular cell from where users will select from. Now there are times you want to fill a form and the author does not allow you to type your data. It gives you options, and if you fill in that form, one of those options must apply to you. Let's take, for example, you say states of origin. If you fill in the form in Nigeria, we have 36 states plus the Federal Capital Territory, which means if you are provided with those 36 states, you must belong to one of them. Now, how do you create that? Now, I'm filling this form. The first one is my name, so I'm going to fill my name there. My name is Ankarizu. Okay, I fill my name there. And I come to school. I'm applying for a job in Nigeria, and I'm so okay. Search for your school. So I'm going to look for a drop down and pick my school, which means when creating this, the author would have gathered all the schools together. If you are working in Nigeria, you can just download list of accredited universities from the NUC site and place them somewhere, because they're not going to fall from the sky. So for the purpose of this, I have placed some items here. Now these are list of accredited schools. This list is not exhaustive anyway. So I have the list here, and this is where I'm filling my form. So I come here, I call up the data validation menu, Alt AVV. Remember, that's the fast track. I go to setting, and by default I'll see any value, but this time I want to place a list of items there, so I select list. Now the moment you select list, the system is going to ask you where is the source of that list, because that list should be somewhere. So I click here, and in my own case I have the list in a sheet I call data. So I select that sheet, and here I pick up. Now you notice that the last one I have after the last university was others, just in case you have people filling this form who have not attended a Nigerian university. You can give that option to the other. So let me click OK. So when I click OK, it takes me back, and immediately I will see a little black knob here, and when I select that, I will see all the universities that are accredited in Nigeria as the date of this one. So you just look through and then select your own. I schooled in Nigeria and this is my school, so I'm going to select this. Now the next one is sex. Now sex is also a list. I'm going to put a list there. Now if you are filling this form and you are from Nigeria, as of today in Nigeria there are two sexes, male or female. So since there are only two, you don't necessarily have to come here and list them. It's not necessary. If you do, that's fine, but you don't necessarily have to do since there are just two items. If there are items that you yes or no, 1, 2 or 3, A, B, C, or male and female, they type those items directly into the source, separated by a comma. So for sex, I come here and I say male, comma, female. So I'm saying when the items are few, you don't necessarily have to go and select from a list, and I click OK. So the same thing, you see that you already have a male and a female. Now you can do that for state and grade and stuff like that. So that's how to create a validation list. Now that I've created a validation list, remember we said validation is restricting the type of data that can go in there. So let's assume I schooled in Ghana and I want to put Kwame Nkrumah University, and I type this way. Okay, it's not going to allow that name because that name is not in my default list. So the essence of the list is that I'm restricting the type of school that I can place there. So if I'm from Kwame Nkrumah University Ghana, it simply means I'm going to select other. And when you select other, probably there should be another drop down somewhere with an if statement telling you to manually type your university somewhere. Now, let's go to the next one, which is data validation between values. Now, you have salary you pay, and you know that the list staff, we are told that the list staff here earns 150,000 Nigerian naira, while the highest staff earns 750,000. Now, if you enter this data, the chances are that you may mistakenly enter, let's say 350,000. I've mistakenly just entered an additional 0. Now, these chances are very bright when you're entering huge amount of data. So to avoid that, validate that sheet or that data range such that it does not take any value below 150 and does not take any value higher than 750. So I highlight my data range. This is where it's going to be. I call up my data validation, and this time I'm not going to take list. What I'm going to take is that I'm entering numbers there, so I take a number, and that number is going to be between 150 and please don't put a comma separator, just type 150 000 and 750. Now I have validated this and I click OK. Now I might come to my error message and put an error message that's saying amount should be between 150k and 750k. I could just put something like that and I take OK. So now I'm entering the salary details. 350. This should go because it falls within. 5.3. This should go because it falls within, and then I enter 120,000. 120,000. This is less than 150. 120. 734. Yeah, this is less than 150. And then I hit my enter, and the system tells me amount should be between 150 and 750. So this actually guides me. And if I enter an amount higher than 750, let's assume I enter 800,000. It gives me the same message. So I'm unable to enter an amount that does not fall within my salary range. So that's how to create a validation for data that falls between a particular data range. Now, let's look at this. I have this once, and probably I need to put in the account number of the beneficiaries for bank payment. Now in Nigeria, bank account numbers are 10 digits. So I'm going to enter only 10 digits. Now if I enter in error an account number with 9 digits, I'm saying that account number will be wrong. I'm not going to accept it. If I enter an account number of 11 digits, that account number is also wrong. So I validate this. Now, beyond that, there's still another issue to be addressed, that two staff cannot have the same account number, which means I'm also going to check against duplicate values right from the point I'm preparing my template. So two things I'm going to do there. One, the value I'm entering must not be more or less than 10, it must be a 10-digit exact. So I'm going to use data validation for that. I call that, and then I come here. So let me go to setting and I select test length. Now I cannot use between. This time I want equal to. So I'm going to say equal to. What is the length? 10. I write 10 there. Now I can put in an error message here if I want to know. Account number must be 10 digits. I can put that. Now I select OK. But the next thing is I need to also check against me entering duplicate values. So in that case, I'm going to conditional formatting and format this range such that if I enter a value twice, it should prompt me immediately. So this is all I need to do, and I've addressed those two. So let me enter the first number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. This is 10 digit, it goes. I enter the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hope this is 10. This goes. Now let me enter 9 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I hope this is. You can see it's telling me account number must be 10 digits. So this will not be allowed. And if I enter 11 digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 or 12, whatever, it's the same thing. So the only account number that's allowed is an account number that have 10 digits. Now let me take under 10. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, this goes. Now for some error, I mistakenly enter this person's number again. So let me enter this same number out of error. That number is saying 53 87 659 659 086 086. Now this number has been entered before, and I know that will be a problem if it's not checked. So I hit my button. It immediately highlights that number and points immediately to the number that's already existing, telling me this number you entered is already existing. Look at it up there. So it checks that error of duplicate values a lot. So there are times we enter values and all of a sudden we are saying, oh, check for duplicate names, duplicate account numbers, duplicate ID, duplicate check number, and stuff like that. This can actually restrict that. This is the end of part 1 of this lecture. In part 2, we are going to look at much more of what the data validation icon can do. Thank you very much, and bye-bye for now.